If you own or lease a Chevy Bolt, don't get tricked into accepting only $1,400 when you may be entitled to 4, 5, 6, maybe even 10 times as much. That's the message I want to get across to Bolt owners and lessees. In this video, I will describe all of the relevant details of the class action out of Michigan, why you're being offered $1,400, why that $1,400 is not enough, how you can preserve your rights, and what you should do next. My name is Sina Rez Law. Not only am I a huge car fan, but I happen to be a lemon lawyer who is specialized in the Chevy Bolt. I have settled hundreds and hundreds of Chevy Bolt cases, not only in California, but throughout the United States. If you're interested in learning more about how your legal rights overlap with the automotive world, make sure to subscribe for more. There is a pending class action out of the Eastern District of Michigan that affects the 2020, 2021, and 2022 model years of the Chevy Bolt EV and EUV. This class action has reached a settlement in principle, and GM is notifying class members of this by sending out notices in the mail. These notices went out around October 20th, so if you haven't received one by now, you may need to double check your mail, make sure that it wasn't lost. All 2020 to 2022 Bolt owners and lessees are automatically part of this class action. You didn't have to do anything to become a part of it. That's how class actions work. In fact, you need to actually proactively opt out of the class action if you don't want to be a part of it. I know some of my clients may be watching this video, and it's important to note that their individual cases that we have brought on their behalf are quite different than the class action that is being settled out of Michigan. However, both cases have to do with the same defects to the vehicle's battery. So why is GM compensating Bolt owners? It's basically because there's no other way to say it, their batteries suck. GM has issued what they call the software final remedy for 2020 and newer Bolts. That's 2020, 2021, and 2022. This is the diagnostic software update that GM has been implementing on vehicles where they tell you to drive 6,000 miles to then find out if your vehicle actually qualifies for a battery replacement or not. By the way, GM would like to make you think that it's only about 1% or less of vehicles that will actually fail this diagnostic test and need a battery replacement. However, from our clients, we have seen that this percentage is actually significantly higher. So if this software final remedy, this diagnostic software, if it applies to your vehicle, then you need to have that update performed by the end of 2023 to be able to qualify for the $1,400 that is being offered as part of this class action settlement. If you never do this software update or you have it done in 2024, then you will not qualify for the $1,400 compensation that's being offered as part of the class action. So what's the catch? Having another $1,400 sounds great, right? The problem is that to get this $1,400, you basically have to sign your life away. If you take a look at paragraph 5, this is where you are essentially waiving all of your rights except for property damage and except for personal injury. However, note that most Bolt owners actually have no property damage claims or have no personal injury claims. So why is it bad to accept only $1,400 in exchange for waiving your rights? That sounds like it may be actually a good deal for some people. Even the average bad Bolt case is still worth significantly more than $1,400. I wish I could give you the exact numbers, but there are confidentiality provisions in our settlement agreements, so I can't specify exactly how much, but we have received well in excess of 10 times that amount for some better cases. In our worst cases, still significantly more. However, I will note that by bringing in an individual case, there are some downsides, mainly the amount of time that it will take to be able to resolve your case. This $1,400 that is being offered to you, you can accept that today. So if you are strapped for cash, maybe that's something to consider. However, if you are willing to stay patient and you're open to maximizing the compensation that you'll be eligible for, and you want some sort of fairness and justice, then I would suggest bringing an individual case. So what do you need to do to avoid accepting this $1,400 and to later be able to bring an individual case? You have to opt out. By that, I mean you have to opt out of the class action. Right now, there are no instructions on how to opt out of the class action, and that's likely because the court has not approved the settlement in principle quite yet. Once the court does approve the class action settlement, then GM will have to send another notice telling you how to opt out of the settlement. So how do you get more than $1,400? Well, not only do you have to opt out, but then you should hire your own lemon law attorney. I suggest getting a consultation with more than one that's local to your area, and make sure that they are comfortable and they are well experienced with a Chevy Bolt, because the Chevy Bolt, in terms of lemon law, is actually quite different than your average lemon law case. I know we are not the only law firm in the nation that specializes in the Chevy Bolt, but we are one of a small handful. So we would be happy to review your details, give you a realistic picture of what you can expect, what this process would look like, and really help you get some sort of justice for what GM has put you through with your Bolt and its battery issues. Regardless of who you hire, it's important to note that you don't actually have to pay for a lemon law attorney. That's because under the lemon law, the manufacturer is responsible for paying your attorney's fees. So you have absolutely nothing to lose by getting a free consultation or a couple consultations by lemon law attorneys to see if it's actually more worthwhile to accept this $1,400 or to bring an individual case. And if you do decide to go ahead and accept this $1,400, then by all means, please do so. But now you can do so knowing what your alternatives are, knowing that you have other rights, and knowing the consequences of accepting this $1,400. If you're interested in watching one of our older videos about the Chevy Bolt, feel free to click one of the links on the screen. Just note that some of these details may be outdated because the situation with the Bolt is changing week by week. I'm Sina Rez Law, and thank you for watching.